Hello, welcome to What the Flick. Happy New Year. We are punchy already. It's early and we're already punchy. I'm Christy, Alonso, Ben. Matt is not feeling well. We're very sorry to not have Matt with us today. We're starting off with Lone Survivor, which Ben's going to describe because he's conflicted about it.
Yeah, I'm very conflicted about Lone Survivor. This is the story of a team of Navy SEALs, 4 of whom are sent behind enemy lines to kill a specific Afghan warlord with ties to Al Qaeda.
Taliban.
Ties to the Taliban and Al Qaeda.
Okay. I would not dare question you on these things.
Yeah, they both count. A dangerous man, an enemy, and when we kill this guy, we'll win the war. No, they don't suggest that, but that is something to think about. Anyway, so these 4 guys who are sort of the front men on this mission go deep into the sort of the lawless part of Afghanistan, of which much of the country is, and attempt to get this done, and the mission does not go as planned.
There ain't nothing I can't do, no sky too high, no sea too rough. Learned a lot of lessons in my life. Never shoot a large caliber man with a small caliber bullet. Moderation's for cowards. I'm a lover, I'm a fighter, I'm a UDT Navy SEAL diver.
Take a peek. There's a lot more than 10 guys. It's an army. This op is compromised. Mickey, you see this?
About ready to punch that time card.
Do it.
We can take them, but we're gonna need a new spot!
Shot me. We're all shot, bro. Can you fight?
I can fight. I can fight!
This is based on the true story of Marcus Luttrell.
Yeah.
Okay, this is his autobiography. He wrote it. This is an intense, visceral experience. This is beautifully shot. I'm really glad I went and saw it on the big screen as opposed to seeing it on a screener because it is shot just beautifully and you are intimately there with them. I mean,
Where was it shot? I was very curious.
I don't know.
I'm not sure. But there is a battle sequence in the middle of this film that rivals the opening segment of Saving Private Ryan.
In the forest.
Yeah.
And a great use of sound design.
Very much. The sound of it, the stunt team that does a lot of falling down
Oh my
off
God.
of things.
A lot of really,
like, I don't know how
thumping
they...
and crunching.
Yeah, there's a lot. Whoever Foleyed all the bones snapping, it's very, very, like, not hard to sit through in a bad way, but hard to sit through in an intense way.
There's a
definitely.
scene where Mark Wahlberg is pulling like shrapnel and shit out of his leg, where I seriously was like this. I could not look at it. That was horrible. Great chemistry between all these stars: Mark Wahlberg, Taylor Kitsch,
Ben Foster,
and Emile Hirsch.
Yes,
like the
those
tiniest.
are the main 4. They're
Yes.
right. Eric
Bana is their commander.
Alexander Ludwig. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of people.
But it's impressive in the big, massive moments and just in the skies and the scenery of it all. But also just the banter between all of them establishes their chemistry and their brotherhood. I found that very, very believable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believed all that. I liked. I don't even think I would like to have seen it in a theater as well. I saw it as a screener, but just to show that getting the grandeur of it didn't dissipate it at all. Like it was one of those movies that there were moments where I had to stop it. Like where I didn't have to stop it because I could
go to the
stop
bathroom.
it. I didn't know where I was like, Jesus.
Yeah,
Don't
walk around outside.
Right. Like you take a little. Right. If I smoked, I'd smoke. So it was very dramatic. It was very tense. Peter Berg directed this,
Yes.
right?
Also did Battleship, also did Friday Night Lights.
Friday Night Lights, yeah.
Is it the palace or the castle? What's the one with Jason?
James Gandolfini?
No, not that one. No, the one with the one with the guy from. I can't think of anything.
I'm gonna look.
The guy from Arrested Development goes into
Jason
Bateman goes into Saudi Arabia to rescue somebody or something.
Yeah,
The Kingdom?
The Kingdom. Thank you. Yes, that's Peter Berg.
Right, and the thing about the Kingdom, which sort of came and went, the Kingdom was, I thought, extremely good, and maybe not extremely good, but very good. It was a really
it's tight.
It's a tight movie.
Good, yeah.
And the beginning of the Kingdom, where there's like an explanation of our relationship with Saudi Arabia over the last 50 years, is great. It's like it's this 3.5 minute history lesson that like
In
totally
animation,
it
yeah,
catches
yeah,
you
yeah.
up. You're like, thank you. That's fantastic.
I
Yes.
totally forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me.
I
of
really,
that.
I
That was
liked,
good.
I liked the Kingdom, by the way, co-starring Kelly O'Coin. Continue.
No, you continue. Because we were talking about this before
Yeah.
we began. You were very torn on this from a
I am because
philosophical perspective.
This movie
Yes.
opens with like a recruiting video for the Navy SEALs, who are, along with the Rangers and many Marines, really elite
Sure.
soldiers
Fighting
and
force,
great
yeah.
fighters and loyal to each other the way so many soldiers are. And I, as I was watching this, just got this sense, and there's that you talk about the brotherhood, and they get that they don't want to leave guys behind, and their commitment, as it is with, if you've spoken to pretty much anybody who's been in battle, is not so much to the cause or to defeat the enemy, but it's to protect the guy to their right, the guy to their left. So, and they feel that here. But there was a lot of parts of this movie where I felt like this is the excuse movie for what lets us send young men over on a frickin' pointless mission to kill a dangerous Afghan Taliban member, right? Who's going to be replaced by another dangerous Afghan Taliban member, where we run the enormous risk of killing innocents in the process, turning more and more people against us. And this movie enables people to be like, yeah, these guys died for something, and they died for nothing.
I think that's clear.
Nothing.
They died for nothing.
I don't think it's clear at all. I think that there is I think it's. I don't think it's unclear, but and maybe that's the whole point. But I know, and we know from the guy who wrote it, the lone survivor.
The title is a spoiler, by the way.
The title
In
is a
case we weren't
spoiler.
clear.
But that there is a lot of just I don't even know that I blame the movie, but there is a mentality in this country about like these guys, they keep us safe, and we just say it and we say it and we say it and we say it, and of course we should respect the troops, and no one disagrees with that. It's even silly to say. But we live in a world where it is okay to do this, and we justify it without ever really examining as a country what we're doing over there, what our goals are, what we hope to accomplish, what the freaking upside to winning is. And I think that movies like this play into that because they accurately sort of portray that mentality, and I was bothered by that. But I also thought it was freaking great.
No, I would say, really fast if I could, it shows the absurdity of what they're doing in that this thing is a clusterfuck from the very, very beginning. Like, they are trained, they are ready, but they have communication problems. Like, everything goes wrong along the way, despite how talented and elite they are. I would argue it is an anti-war movie, as you were saying, in that, yes, they are dedicated, yes, they are strong and noble men, but what they're doing is for the service of nothing, and it's clear because they don't even get the guy that they're going after.
Yeah.
Sorry, spoiler.
No,
Sorry.
I totally.
It's a real thing that happened.
I totally came away from this thinking, wow, that was a really powerful anti-war movie,
I
because
agree.
you've got
It
these
is
guys
too.
they're incredible soldiers. You're right. The whole thing is a fiasco, and everything falls apart in the worst way possible, and many lives are lost in the pursuit of not much. And that battle scene that we talked about is so intense, and it's so I think the remedy for movies where war is in any way glamorized,
Glorious,
where it
yes.
seems like this brave heroic thing. It is fucking terrifying,
Yes.
and people are dying next to you, and shit is blowing up,
Yeah.
and you've got
They're covered in
bullets-
blood.
You're covered in blood, and you're falling off of cliffs, and I was just like,
and your communications don't work. 'Cause you're in
Exactly.
the
The whole way
mountains
through,
and
And the
they can't
people who are supposed to
communicate.
rescue you can't rescue
They have
you.
tough decisions to make in the heat of battle.
Yeah, the thing hinges on, do they kill these goatherds who encounter them in the mountain, and then to cover their tracks, or do they not kill them and then let
being
them go?
exposed.
It's a
tell them that they're coming?
it's a great tense
Yeah.
conversation where they have to decide what to do with
and
these
then
guys.
later,
I love that
and then
scene.
later in the film, when Wahlberg is barely alive, the only reason that he survives this whole thing is because of the Afghanis,
Right.
the other, not the Taliban guys, but the other ones who come in to help him. So I just thought, all right, so this is a movie about people putting themselves in a horrible situation where there is no kind of glorious heroism to kill the people who, some of whom are actually going to be the ones who save you. So even if Peter Berg is just making this as like a super gung-ho recruitment movie, whatever, whether by accident or just by sheer dint of how this material plays, I came out of it thinking, this is fucking Paths of Glory. This is an
Yeah.
anti-war
Oh, it's funny.
movie.
I wrote down Paths of Glory and
Interesting.
Pork Chop Hill because those were, to me, you don't. There's no ambiguity on either of those movies.
Sure.
That those are anti-war movies, which, by the way, people who haven't seen should see immediately. I just didn't. I was, like I said, I was conflicted. I mean, I get both. There were parts of it. I loved that scene, and I'm sorry to interrupt there, but that you mentioned the goat herders. And there's that wonderful scene where these 4 guys have to decide whether to kill these 3 people because they have a pretty good belief that these guys are going to go down and reveal their position. And they know if they let them go, they got to get out of there. And if they can't even tie them up, they'll die from exposure. It's a really tough decision to make in battle, and you get both sides of that argument there completely.
And that's part of the war experience, that you are you get stuck making these decisions that suck either way. That there's no
life and death decisions.
Yeah, life and death decisions that are going to be terrible no matter what you choose. And so that's, for me, that I came out of thinking, well, this is what war is, and war is awful and not noble and should be avoided at all costs.
Yeah, no, he's achieved an interesting balance here, Peter Berg, because he does definitely convey the great admiration and the great appreciation for what these guys do, but he also makes you walk away thinking.
Yeah.
And that's not pure propaganda.
Well, I'm glad, look, you guys, I mean, I'm going to, I weighted my score toward the fact that it was a really tense movie, and I'm glad I'm glad that you can come away with it thinking that. That makes me feel better.
Okay, well, do you want to give your 2 numbers then?
Yeah,
or do
I
you
gave it a
want to give
3.5 as sort of part of it's my own exasperation with sort of how easy it is for us to just say, these get men and women, they protect our freedoms without ever taking that even one sentence farther. What freedom are they exactly protecting? And being able to really not just emotionally, but intellectually separate the admiration for the bravery. I'm not prepared to run into battle and risk my life to save my friend.
Right, versus the agenda of what sent them there.
Versus the agenda and the sort of the real anger at administration after administration that sends them there without a clear plan and without any benefit of victory, and that we keep buying into this sort of this propaganda machine that these guys are the bravest of the brave, and therefore they're doing something of great value, when the great value they're doing is protecting each other. So while having this huge admiration for them, I was frustrated by it. I've made that point. So I gave it a 3.5 for propaganda, then an 8 for movie, and I might even be low on what kind of movie it was, but I'm going to weight it toward the movie, which made me really tense, which Peter Berg did a great job of.
Okay.
So I'm going to give it a 6.5.
Your number 6.5. Alonso, what's your number?
I give it a 7.3. I think there's some really powerful stuff in there. Some of the characters I think could have been a little more fleshed out even in the context of the way this film is being told. Certainly on the Afghani side, I think, given the role they wind up playing in the plot. But it's a singularly intense film, and I think people should check it out.
7.6 for me. It's really, really well made, but a lot of shaky cam. In those, the big battle scene you're talking about, which is so great, Peter Berg amplifies the crazy making of it all with clearly it's intense. Clearly there's a lot of stuff going on here that is nutty. So he magnifies it with too much shaky cam. So I hit 7.6. Our average is 7.2. It is 65% on the tomato meter. It's barely fresh in tomato land. So I guess everyone's on the propaganda.
I don't think so. I haven't read much about that. I don't know. I just if it's just as a war movie, it's good, man. You know.